Farah doesn't flinch. He's Hacker.
Talk about a fried egg. I lasted about 5 minutes out there. I said, to heck with this. I'll do this in the morning. And I don't have any inside information. The lady that did it, she got in there. She made it happen.
And he doesn't shy away from opinion.
And I do enjoy drinking cold beer at ballparks. So if that makes me a baseball fan, then I'm a diehard baseball fan.
It's Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
And a very good Thursday evening to you, Jacksonville. It is Hacker After Dark, 1010XL, 92.5 FM with Dylan Denmark. The Hacker Ryan Green with you. Glad you are with us. A Thursday night that finds the first college football national semifinal ongoing. Miami and Ole Miss midway through the first quarter. Scoreless. Miami is driving. They have the ball down around the Ole Miss 25-yard line. They converted a fourth down moments ago. We will keep you updated. Again, scoreless, Miami and Ole Miss, but the Hurricanes are driving pretty deep in Ole Miss territory. Of course, the winner of tonight's game will play the winner of tomorrow night's game, Indiana and Oregon, for the college football national championship next week. And, we have that playoff thing coming up here on Sunday at 1 o'clock. Everbank Stadium, Jaguars and Bills. Of course, you will hear it right here on 1010XL. Loaded lineup tonight. Was inside the Jaguar locker room earlier on. Went one-on-one with defensive lineman Matt Dickerson. You will hear that conversation coming up inside of the next 15 or 20 minutes. If you missed Bayshell Tootin from one night ago, you will hear that later on here on Hacker After Dark. Also, Matt Verderam of Sports Illustrated will join me to not only preview Jaguars Bills, but look at the rest of the AFC playoff action. And we will go up to Buffalo. One of the guys I've had on for a long time. He's been a media fixture covering the National Football League. He's a Pro Football Hall of Fame voter as well. My buddy Vic Carucci, who you hear on Sirius XM NFL Radio. He is based in Buffalo, and we will talk from the Bills' point of view about this game coming up on Sunday between Jacksonville and Buffalo. So we are with you till 10 o'clock. We're glad you're with us. Miami did stall out. They are attempting about a 40-yard field goal, and the kick is good. Miami on the board first. Hurricanes 3, Ole Miss nothing, just past the halfway point of the first quarter. Every night on Hacker After Dark, we do kick it off with a big deal of the night. And Dylan Denmark, let's do that right now.
Time now for the big deal of the night.
What's the big deal?
What is the big deal?
No big deal.
It is a big deal.
On Hacker After Dark.
I would say this is ironic. Much like we have Buffalo guests on, like I'm having Vic Carucci on tonight. I had my buddy Sal Capaccio on last night up in Buffalo. Buffalo stations and podcasts will have us on to talk Jaguars. And I've done a couple of these, and I was planning on doing this tonight anyway, but it's good to know that it's being done on the opposite side as well. One of the topics on the Buffalo radio that I went on that I could hear them talking about before they came to me was, what if we lose on Sunday? And I thought, well, that's ironic because that's exactly what I was going to talk about with you guys tonight here in Jacksonville. I don't like talking about it. I kind of hinted last night I was going to talk about it this evening because I think tonight's the night to do it. Tomorrow night will be the night for predictions and analysis. JP Shadrick, Jaguars.com, Jaguars Radio is going to join me tomorrow night. It'll be a little bit more uplifting tomorrow night, but I do think there is a conversation to have with you guys. What if Jacksonville does lose on Sunday? Will there be, depending on the way it goes, obviously, will there be anger, frustration, sadness? Yeah, I think all of the above. Because one of two things is going to happen on Sunday. The last time I checked, the Jaguars are either going to win the game or the Jaguars are going to lose the game. So to say that it's outlandish to say, well, what happens if they lose? Well, it's kind of a 50-50 proposition. They're either going to win or they're going to lose. There isn't a lot of middle ground. So let's look at worst case scenario. What if Jacksonville loses to Buffalo on Sunday on Super Wildcard Weekend here in Jacksonville? Obviously, that would be unfortunate, bad, horrific in some aspects. Yeah, it would sting, man. It would sting. It would hurt. There is no doubt about that. And it would hurt because of what the Jaguars have accomplished here in 2025. Winning 13 games, the second most amount of victories in a regular season in Jaguar franchise history. Winning 8 games in a row. Winning their 5th division championship in franchise history. Hosting just their 3rd playoff game since the year 2000. And by the way, the Jacksonville Jaguars have not lost a playoff game at home since, I believe, January the 23rd of the year 2000. That AFC Championship loss to the Tennessee Titans. The Jaguars won their only home playoff game in 2017. And, of course, the Jaguars won their only home playoff game in miraculous fashion in 2022. But think to yourself, if you're listening to me in your house tonight, or if you're still at the office, or if you're driving here in Northeast Florida somewhere, streaming me outside the Jacksonville market, wherever you are, odds are you're a Jaguar fan. Overwhelming majority of you have a vested interest in the Jaguars. We all want the team to win. Trust me on that. There is not one person on 1010XL that wants the Jaguars to lose. I can assure you of that. But if they do lose, how would you handle it? I think for me, if they lose, the first 24 hours will be pretty solemn. I think Monday night's Hacker After Dark, certainly the 5th quarter on Sunday, that would be tough, right? But I think as we get further removed, again, if they lose on Sunday, you start thinking, man, what a ride. What an unbelievable ride this has been. From the opening day win over Carolina to the week 3 win over Houston to going out to San Francisco and beating up on the 49ers to 99 yards for Devin Lloyd. The pick 6 off of Patrick Mahomes. Trevor Lawrence falling down, getting up after getting tripped and still finding the end zone to beat Kansas City on Monday Night Football. Highest of highs. Then you lost a couple in a row, right? Including getting blown out in London by the Rams. And then you lost Travis Hunter for the year in practice to a non-contact injury. Then you turn right around and you beat the Raiders in overtime because Devon Hamilton got his big paw up there to stop the Raiders on that 2-point conversion. Then, of course, you play Houston and you have the biggest 4th quarter collapse in franchise history. The lowest of lows this season. Since that moment, you've won 8 in a row. Overtime against Arizona, obliterating the Chargers, sweeping the Titans, sweeping the Colts, going into Denver and giving them the beating. Obviously beating the Jets as well. There have been so many peaks and valleys this year. That's what I would think of. How much fun at times, overwhelming majority of the time this season has been. But some of the gut punches from London to Travis Hunter in practice to Houston in that 19-point collapse in the 4th quarter. This season has had it all for the Jaguars. Had it all. But it's been fun, man. You can't tell me as a Jaguar fan, certainly as a Jaguar media member, it's been fun. I want it to last. I want it to keep going. No doubt about that. But it could end on Sunday. Playing a good team with a good quarterback that feels like maybe this is their time because they have had so many battle scars in the past. Maybe their time is now. Maybe it is. We'll find out Sunday at 1 o'clock. Tomorrow night will be all about predictions. Tomorrow night will be all about analysis. Tomorrow night will be all about our thoughts on the game. It's been an amazing season. And I truly, truly hope it doesn't come to an end Sunday at 1 o'clock. But in the interest of looking ahead, have you contemplated what your thoughts would be on this 2025 campaign if the Jaguars do lose Sunday to the Buffalo Bills? 641-1010 on the text line, 904-641-1010 on the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Your thoughts always welcome here on a Thursday night edition of Hacker After Dark. The injury report for Jacksonville, pretty good. One big issue, which is Cole Van Lanen. He was the only did not practice of everybody that's eligible. Everybody that's not on season-ending IR. You only had one guy that did not practice today, and that was Cole Van Lanen. Jarian Jones, who did not practice yesterday, was back limited today. Makari was limited. Strigal was limited. Everybody did at least something with the exception of Cole Van Lanen. Now, you miss Wednesday, you miss Thursday. Odds are you're not playing. I don't know what the percentage would be, but I can bet well over 90% of the time this year for the Jaguars, if somebody did not practice on Wednesday and Thursday, they did not play on Sunday. So the question is Patrick Makari. If Patrick Makari is back, now he hasn't played since Denver. He's been limited the last 2 days with a back. If he is back, well, then you give your starting offensive line from the first 10 games of the year, right? Walker Little, your left tackle. Ezra Cleveland, your left guard. Robert Hainsey, your center. Patrick Makari, your right guard. Anton Harrison, your right tackle. It gets complicated twofold. Number one, it will get complicated if Makari doesn't play. Because if Makari doesn't play, well, then you might have an issue. Do you move Walker back to the left side? Probably. Then what do you do at right guard? Is it Edoga? Is it Wyatt Milam? If Makari does play, then the question, and I think it's a fair question to ask, Walker Little had struggled at times at left tackle. There is a reason that Cole Van Lanen essentially took his job. To Walker's credit, he's played considerably better at right guard the last couple of games. Can Walker Little hold up at left tackle? Because there were issues there in the past. No doubt. And if the Jaguars want to win on Sunday, got to keep Trevor Lawrence clean. You got to keep Trevor Lawrence available to find time down the field. Offensive line's going to be huge. We'll see about Cole Van Lanen. I would tend to doubt it. The real question to me now, after Van Lanen did not practice Wednesday or Thursday, is Patrick Makari and the availability of him to return at right guard. Because if he does, again, you have your starting offensive line from opening day with Little, Cleveland, Hainsey, Makari, and Harrison. We will go inside the Jaguar locker room coming up in just a moment. My conversation with defensive lineman Matt Dickerson. Also, Matt Verderam of Sports Illustrated will join us coming up here in less than 25 minutes. The National College Football Playoff semifinal. Miami, Ole Miss, 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Statistically, Miami has dominated the first 10 minutes of play, but just a field goal to show for it. Miami 3, Ole Miss nothing. Miami ball on their own 23-yard line. We will keep you updated. Winner tonight plays the winner of tomorrow night's game between Oregon and Indiana. Inside the Jaguar locker room, my conversation with Jaguar defensive lineman Matt Dickerson. Next, right here on a Thursday night, it's Hacker After Dark.
Making game day stretch as far as it'll go.
What's going on?
It's the Terminix Kickoff Show.
Live from Tailgaters Parking.
5 hours before kickoff of every game.
Presented by
Campione Law and American Electrical Contracting on 1010XL.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
Before termites attack your home or business and cause costly damage, Terminix it. At Terminix, we know how to stop termites. These destructive pests have been around for millions of years, but before they show up, so do we. And their time is up. Don't live with a termite problem? Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com. Terminix it.
Truth Teller here, and I've solved all of your holiday problems and stress. A gift card from the Blue Crab Crab House. Get this, you buy a $50 gift card, and you get an additional $15 card for free. It's that simple, and as always at the Blue Crab Crab House, the best crabs in Jacksonville, oysters, and seafood, period. Blue Crab Crab House, open every day except for Monday, off of San Jose on Jewington Creek Road.
Florida doesn't ease into the heat. It comes fast and it comes hard. And if your AC barely survived last summer, you're already on borrowed time. That's why Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning wants you to start the year off strong with a new AC system. Make the smart move before summer hits. Right now, get their lowest price of the year, $1,000 off a new AC system when you install by February 28th. Call now to schedule your free estimate and get ahead of the season. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On January 8th, 2012, the Denver Broncos defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers by a final score of 29-23, with Tim Tebow connecting with Demaryius Thomas for an 80-yard touchdown.
Attention skilled electricians, are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass, still family owned and in business for 100 years. When they say you're going to see a big difference, that's for everything. Custom showers and spas, tabletops, mirrors, even replacing foggy windows, all at a more affordable price. And with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed, Lee and Kate's Glass is your best choice. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
Is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Pick it here for Surfside Pools. Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, they have the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Are you ready to float happy? Visit SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, your hometown MVP.
License number CPC 044080.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
Yes, it is. Hacker After Dark till 10 o'clock. 1010XL, 92.5 FM. College football playoff, national semifinal, Miami Ole Miss Hurricanes up 3-0. They have the ball at their own 48-yard line, late stages first quarter. Statistically, they have absolutely dominated this game, but all they have to show for it is 3 points so far, and they're about to have to punt again, it looks like. Actually, we'll see. But they're just moved into Ole Miss territory. I doubt they go for this or not, but regardless, 3-0 Miami. Late stages, first quarter, we will keep you updated. You know, I asked you in the first segment, what would you do, what would you think if Jacksonville were to lose on Sunday? How would you react? Hit me up on the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 904-641-1010. Quite frankly, I am surprised at a couple of the responses that I've gotten in. This is all gravy, no pressure, no disappointment. We are playing with house money, and we are ahead of schedule. We will be sad, but looking forward to what's next. If we lose on Sunday, Hacker, it would be objectively a massive disappointment, more so because of, this is a long one, more so because of what we've done in the regular season. It doesn't make sense for a 13-win team to lose the first round of the playoffs, no matter who they are. So dissenting opinions from you guys. Some people are saying house money. Some people are saying we're already ahead of schedule. I think I would probably get there by next, Wednesday or Thursday. The fifth quarter Sunday night will be rough just for you guys calling in, because I know the disappointment in this city. Hopefully we don't have to deal with that. But we're talking all week about, winning this game and being a team of destiny and playing the underdog role. I think it's only not rational, quite frankly, to at least contemplate how your thoughts would be, how your feelings would be if Jacksonville loses. Where am I going with my prediction? Honestly, I'll do it in 24 hours. I'll do it tomorrow night. I've gone back and forth all week. I told Denmark on Monday I was leaning Buffalo, which I was. And then by around Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, I was thinking, all right, I got to get out of my head. Jacksonville is not the same old Jaguars. And now here I sit on a Thursday night. I don't know. And I know that's not a good spot to be in as a sports radio host, but I'm always honest with you guys. I'll always shoot you straight. I don't know who's going to win this game. I know who I want to win the game, and I don't, look, I got to be careful here. I got to be careful with what I say on social media to some of my brethren up in Buffalo. There's one dude in particular that I guess is part of the Buffalo media. I think he's a content creator. He's not with a TV or a radio station or anything. If you're on social media, odds are you know who I'm talking about. Denmark, if Jacksonville wins on Sunday, it is going to take every ounce of self-control in my being as an objective broadcast journalist to not rip into this guy. He has been so over the top and I know his audience, right? His audience are Buffalo Bills fans, and I get that. Like my audience are Jaguar fans. But I don't think it is ridiculous, some of the stuff he's saying about Jacksonville's awful. They haven't played anybody. They haven't beat anybody. The number one rush defense hasn't seen anything like the Bills. Yada, 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 yada. I mean, this dude has like 15,000 followers on Twitter. I mean, he's not a Johnny-come-lately guy that's popped up this week. I mean, from what I know, he does a lot of good work, and I respect the work that he does, but good grief, man. He has just been over the top with guaranteeing Buffalo's going to win. I don't know who's going to win. I very well may pick Buffalo tomorrow. I don't know 24 hours out from when I'm going to do my prediction. But either way, I'm not just blatantly over the top in my analysis. He's always pulling up these charts to show this, that, or the other. Anyway, long story short, if Jacksonville were to win, I am probably just going to have to block that guy from social media because I will just want to lay into him because it has been nauseating following that dude on Twitter this week. Nevertheless, that's hopefully I've grown wiser in my old age at the ripe old age of 42. 30-year-old hacker, 35-year-old hacker, yeah, maybe I would respond to that guy. But 42-year-old hacker, maybe I've gotten a little older, a little wiser. I know I'm a little wiser when it comes to the Jaguar locker room because there's a lot of guys in there that have done some really good things. I've learned a lot from some of the new guys they've brought in, and one of them is Matt Dickerson. Matt Dickerson, 30 years old, kind of a journeyman, was on the practice squad, got moved up, and has replaced basically Mason Smith, right? Let's call it what it is. Dickerson's dressing and playing, Mason Smith isn't, because Matt Dickerson's playing really good football in the middle of that defensive line. Earlier on down at the Miller Electric Center, I had the opportunity to go one-on-one with Jaguar defensive lineman Matt Dickerson.
All right, inside the Jaguar locker room, Jaguars getting ready for the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. We got Jaguar D lineman Matt Dickerson with us here on 1010XL. Matt, it's playoff time, man. How'd today's practice go?
Yes, sir. It went really well. Luckily that we're having a home game here. It's warm here. It's the weather's beautiful. We're excited to go this week, man.
I know it's full steam ahead, but winning a division championship, what did that mean for the guys in this locker room to be AFC South champions?
I think it really meant a lot to all of us based off the way we started and how we finished. Going in there and making a statement. But again, it's like it's short-lived. Now we want the bigger picture. So want to know this week again, and we want to take it all the way as far as we can.
There seems to be a camaraderie in this locker room, the viral video of Trevor getting the grill. Yeah. I mean, in the NFL, that seems to be unique, what's going on in this locker room right now. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I feel like that's just a little peep of what actually goes on in here. We all love each other, man, and we have fun together. And I think it shows on the field the love we have for each other, the best that we want for each other. And yeah, it's cool to see that, and it's funny seeing Trev like that, man. But yeah, we got a really good group. So
it'll be good on good this week. The rushing champion James Cook, obviously Josh Allen. You guys, the number one rush defense. What are your thoughts on that matchup on Sunday?
Yeah, no, they got a great organization, great team, and so do we. So it's definitely going to be a battle, and we look forward to it. Best on best.
Home underdog. You've won 13 games. You won 8 games in a row. You're a division champion, and you're an underdog at home. How much of a talking point is that in this locker room this week?
I think it's a huge talking point. The fact that we're underdogs, I'm glad that we are. We wouldn't want it any way different. We're not used to getting hype for anything like that, and that energy and that fuel is what we bring into the game. So we're actually happy it's that way. So
you get to play at home, as you mentioned. Fans are unbelievably fired up. What's your message to the home crowd that's going to be out here on Sunday for playoff weekend?
I really hope everyone showed up like they did to the championship game we had last weekend. That was a great sight to see, man. The energy was unbelievable, and we feed off of that. So if anyone's listening, the more the merrier, man. So putting everyone out there, and it's cool to see the whole city come alive, and it definitely helps us, and we feed off that energy. So the more the merrier, all come. Let's get this win. So,
Matt, best of luck Sunday. We'll be watching.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
The thoughts of Jaguar defensive lineman Matt Dickerson. Appreciate his time earlier on down in the Jaguar locker room at the Miller Electric Center. I mentioned the fact that Miami and Ole Miss are playing in the college football semifinal. Miami had dominated the first quarter statistically, but only had 3 points to show for it. They were up 3-0. Ole Miss starts with the ball on their own 24. And Lacey, the all-world running back for Ole Miss, 76 yards right up the middle. Just a jailbreak, and Ole Miss is in the end zone. 7-3, Ole Miss over Miami after a 76-yard touchdown for the Rebels. Early stages, second quarter. Ole Miss up 7-3. We will keep you updated on the first college football national semifinal. Of course, the second one tomorrow night between Indiana and Oregon. Obviously, a lot of Jaguar talk tonight on Hacker After Dark. It's going to be mostly Jaguar Bills up until 10 o'clock. Chad Forbes. Yeah, Chad Forbes for you folks on social media. I know some of you love him. I know some of you, quite frankly, don't particularly care for him, and he knows that. But at NFL Draft Bites, I'm going to have Chad on the program about an hour from now, right about 9:30 tonight. Jaguar fans, you may be a little, dare I say, surprised at what Chad Forbes has to say about this Jaguar-Buffalo matchup coming up on Sunday. We will also go to Buffalo in the 9 o'clock hour. Vic Carucci of SiriusXM NFL Radio. Vic has been a fixture in the NFL media for a long time. He's based up in Buffalo. We will get the Bills' perspective on this matchup on Sunday. But coming up next, my pal Matt Verderam of Sports Illustrated. Matt is one of my favorites to talk NFL with. If you've never heard Matt Verderam on Hacker After Dark, you're in for a treat. Matt is a really knowledgeable guy that doesn't sugarcoat anything. He does not care that he's on in Jacksonville. He will tell you what he thinks. And I'm going to ask him, from a guy that covers the league nationally for Sports Illustrated, Jaguars, Bills. We'll dive into Texans, Steelers, maybe even a little bit on the Chargers and the Patriots. Matt Verderam of SI next, right here on Hacker After Dark.
When the outcome on the field is decided, it's time to talk about it. With hacker Leon and Coach Gerald England, it's the window world of Northeast Florida fifth quarter, flavored by Hurricane Grill and Wings and Apex Roofing and Contracting. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios, polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances. That's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or two. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Next time you head into a Gate convenience store, look for Form Energy Drink, designed to provide energy, hydration, and focus straight from Dana White and AB, celebrating those who embrace grit, discipline, and resilience in their everyday lives. Check out Form Energy at a Gate convenience store.
Happy New Year, sports fans. Hicken here, and let's keep the skincare talk going while we ring in the new year. You know it's winter, a little cold outside. That sun is still shining, so let's always be reminded to take care of our skin. Beaches Dermatology now has a new location open in Fernandina. So if you live just a little north of Duval, you can now see the pros at Beaches Dermatology without having to make the drive to Jax. Go online to beachesdermatology.com to book your skincare appointment today. That's beachesdermatology.com.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
There's lots of reasons to use Kuhn flowers when you need to send floral arrangements. This is RJ with 1010XL. No matter what the reason or the occasion, Kuhn Flowers delivers with only the best. Log on to kuhnflowers.com and make someone's day.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296. Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429. Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Start the fresh new you with Local Fair Jacks, the online farmers market, delivering fresh local food to your door. Start for just $7 with code FRESH1010 at localfairjacks.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Back here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. Jaguars, Bills, wild card weekend, Sunday, 1 o'clock. You'll hear the game right here on your home of the Jacksonville Jaguars, 1010XL. The Jaguars, the AFC South champions, come in at 13-4. Buffalo, a very strong year in their own right, they come in at 12-5. Let's talk about what I think is maybe the marquee matchup in the NFL playoffs this weekend with Matt Verderam of Sports Illustrated. He's always kind enough to join us here on 1010XL. Matt, how we doing, man?
Doing well, Ryan. How are you?
Hey, Matt, we're good. Thank you for the time. All right, you and I talked in the beginning of the season. If I would have told you then 13-4, 8 wins in a row for the Jaguars to end the year, and AFC South champions, what would you have said?
I'd have been surprised. 13-4 is a tremendous record for anybody. I would have thought, like I did at the beginning of the year, I thought Jacksonville had a shot to make the playoffs. I thought they were a candidate to turn it around and be good, but I thought they'd be 9-8, something like that. I think it's a credit to Liam Cohen and his staff. It's a credit to the way Trevor Lawrence played down the stretch. It's excellent. I mean, nobody's been better than Lawrence the last 5-6 games. I think it's, it's a roster that, as the year's gone on, guys have emerged. Of course, they got Jacoby Myers. He's been an excellent addition. Parker Washington has really stepped up. I think he's been a guy who you've seen flashes, but this year he's really kind of found his role. Defensively, look, I think they're one of the better coached defenses in the league. It's not a unit with a ton of stars, although there are certainly a few. But they're really good schematically. Look, I think Jacksonville nationally is kind of getting a little bit slept on. Like I would not be shocked at all if Jacksonville ends up in the Super Bowl. I think they have as good a shot as anybody in the AFC, and it's because of all those factors.
You know, you realize how long a calendar year is, Matt. We're about the year anniversary of when the Jaguars fired Doug Peterson. And you mentioned Liam Cohen. And the thing that I always come back to, at least now, is that I believe Jacksonville was the only team that showed any interest in him. I mean, I think Jacksonville was his only interview for a head coaching job. And you look at the job he's done here, were people just sleeping on Liam Cohen around the league?
Yeah, I think it was one of those years where, I think the Jets really wanted Aaron Glenn. The Bears really wanted Ben Johnson. He had been kind of their plum choice there for a while once they knew that they were going to move off of their Eberflus and his regime. Cohen, as a younger guy, came out of the Rams system. Of course, was in Tampa. And I think was highly thought of, but maybe I think some people thought like, okay, maybe a year away. Jacksonville had the foresight to see what he was doing with Baker Mayfield and jumped all over the opportunity. Look, Cohen is a bright offensive mind. We've seen that. He's done a great job. I think it's more than just a scheme, though. It's culture. That to me is the hardest thing, is changing the culture sometimes in a building. And the Jags weren't this loser culture in the sense that they made the playoffs, won a game in 2022, and started out 2023 really well before injuries just wrecked the season. But you do have to kind of turn that around a little bit. And, Jacksonville really did a nice job with that in the sense of, look, it did not take long. And that's a credit to Cohen.
Matt Verderam of Sports Illustrated with us here on 1010XL in Jacksonville. Matt, you alluded to Trevor Lawrence. That's one of the main reasons Liam Cohen was brought here, to turn around Trevor Lawrence's career. And good grief, man. Really since the bye week, and particularly since that Arizona game, there's not many quarterbacks in the league that are playing better than Trevor Lawrence. In your opinion, what happened there?
I think just getting comfortable with the game, getting comfortable with the offense, getting comfortable with the relationship with Cohen, and understanding what he wants and what he expects of him. And so that takes time. That takes time. Early in the year, I'd argue, really, like you said, through the Arizona game, he did not play well. I mean, he really, if anything, the first 2/3 of the year was an anchor. They were running the ball extremely well. Defensively, they were playing very well. But Lawrence was not good. And the last third of the season, I believe, and I've written this a few times, so I should know this off the top of my head, I think he's thrown 15 touchdowns and has one pick in the last 6 weeks. I mean, how many quarterbacks around the league can say? Anybody else say that? I doubt it. Maybe Drake May, maybe something like that. I mean, it's been highly impressive. And I think part of it is Jacoby Myers coming in and really being that security blanket. He's been awesome for them. Like I said, I mean, Parker Washington's a guy who I think, nationally you think of him, okay, he's a good returner. He's been a really good receiver for him. I mean, I would argue the game he had against Denver was one of the more impressive games I've watched any receiver had this season. So all those things have conspired to help Lawrence become, to this point, the best version of himself.
Obviously want to get to Buffalo with you, Matt, in a moment, but, final thought on Jacksonville. And I guess this goes back to Cohen, but it really speaks to culture, what you talked about earlier. Everybody talks about 13-4. I want to talk about the Travis Hunter injury, because when you lose your number 2 overall pick to a non-contact injury in practice for the year, and then you couple that with basically 10 days later blowing a 19-point fourth quarter lead to one of your bitter division rivals in Houston, man, this thing could have gone off the rails quick. Those are 2 gut punches. And then from that moment, they've won 8 in a row, including going into Denver, including beating the brakes off the LA Chargers. I mean, the last 8 games to me have been unbelievably impressive.
They have. It was just why I said I think Jacksonville can get to the Super Bowl, and obviously if you get there, you can win it. Look, I thought for the Jags, the season really kind of hinged on a 3-week stretch where they could have easily lost to the Raiders, and they were able to just kind of hang on by a fingernail, but they won. And then they have that ridiculous loss in Houston. And you're sitting there 5-4, and it's like, okay, how is this thing going to shake? I actually remember talking to some people around the team after the Raiders game, and there was a thought of, hey, look, it's not been pretty, but it's getting there. just got to find a way to win. And I'll be very honest. In my mind at that point, I was like, yeah, maybe, but like, you're not getting the turnovers you were getting the first month of the season. Lawrence isn't playing well. Like, I just thought they were kind of what I thought they were going to be. It was just, 8-9, 9-8. But they pummeled LA. And after that, I mean, to your point, like, it's not like they're just winning these games. They're annihilating teams. I mean, the last 6 weeks they've won by 20 points per game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are just rolling people. It'd be one thing if they were winning these games by a fingernail. They're not. So I think, look, right now, they in Houston, I mean, nobody's hotter going into the playoffs. I mean, those two teams are the hottest teams in the league right now as we go into January.
Matt Verderam of Sports Illustrated. All right, let's get to Buffalo on Sunday. Superman is coming to town, and he's bringing Bills Mafia with him. Now, I do think this Buffalo team maybe is not what they have been roster-wise, but when you have a guy like Josh Allen that can put the team on his back, I mean, does it really matter? What's your initial thoughts on this matchup on Sunday?
The Jacksonville should win the game. And if they don't, it's a failure. They should win. I don't care if they're a 1.5 underdog. They shouldn't be. Allen's a great player. And Cook is the rushing champion for a reason. He's fantastic. If Jacksonville stops the run, this game's over. The Bills can't do anything. They can't throw the ball. They can't. I mean, Allen's over 3,600 yards this year. Like, it's not like Allen, as great as he is, has not been prolific throwing the ball at all this season. I mean, their top boundary receiver in terms of yards this year is Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman's been a healthy scratch for a month. Like, they have nobody outside. They don't win outside. Kincaid has been dealing with a knee injury. I don't know if he's going to play in this game. He's been hurt now for a while. Most of the second half of the season, his knee's been killing him. Knox is fine in the red zone, but that's basically what he is at this point. I mean, Shakir is the only receiver on the team that you have any real healthy respect of. And while Shakir's a nice player, he's a slot guy, very much underneath possession stuff. They are a dink and dunk offense at this point. But the one thing they can do, they can run the hell out of the football. And if you let them run the ball, that's when that offense becomes very, very difficult to deal with. If you can curtail if I am the Jags, my entire game plan is I am not letting them run the football. I don't care. I will single you up. I will single high safety this thing. They have no deep threat. I would beg Josh Allen to throw the ball in this game. And as I'm doing him, he's fantastic. But they can't get open. They have nobody. So I think if I'm Jacksonville, I'm putting 7 and 8 in that box the entire game, and just saying, go ahead, throw 40 times. I don't care. You have no ability to beat me outside. I'll single you up all day long. I am begging you to throw that football. I think Jacksonville's flat out the better team. I am picking them to win. I think they should win. And on the other side of the coin, by the way, look, Buffalo's defense against the run, the 30th in the NFL. I would expect Cohen to run the ball a lot. I would expect a lot of quick hitters in this game. It sounds like Maxwell Harrison's not going to be able to play in this thing. So, that is a secondary. Tre'Davious White, once a great player. It's a struggle at this point. Benford is very good, but you probably try to stay away from him. They're not – the linebackers aren't great in coverage. Frankly, they're just not very good. I mean, they're okay, but Allen and Cook are the team. I mean, if you can curtail that to any extent, I think Jacksonville's got a great shot.
Matt, I want to end with the last two AFC playoff games. Final thought on Buffalo and Jacksonville. I guess my concern here is not so much the logo. I mean, I think the Jaguars will be ready, but I do think there is something to the battle scars the Bills have had. I mean, there is a lot of experience over there. There is a lot of heartbreak in the playoffs. They haven't won a road playoff game in like 3 decades. At some point, that's bound to break. And my concern is if this thing is close in the fourth quarter, does experience win out?
Maybe. I mean, look, there's 2 ways of looking at the Bills' experience. The one way of looking at it is, hey, look, they've been there, right? I mean, Allen, I think it's 11 or 13 playoff game. I think it's 13 playoff game. The other side of looking at that is they lose. Like their experience is that they lose all the time. I mean, Baltimore's got a lot of playoff experience too. How's that been going? Like, they get there all the time. Yeah, great, they lose. I mean, the Bills' experience in the playoffs is that they get to Kansas City and they just lose to them. Now, Jacksonville's not Kansas City, but I guess I would look at this. The Bills over the years, in my opinion, have been much better than this current Bills team. This team's just not that good. Allen's great. Cook is awesome. I would defy anybody. Name one other guy in that roster who scares you on either side of the football. Who is it? By the way, one injury that I do think really does matter. Prater, their kicker, had to leave the game in Week 18. He re-injured, I believe, his quad. If he can't go, that could be a big deal in this game because they don't have, Bass is out for the year. Prater's been good for him. If he's hurt, look, you do not want to be going into a playoff game with a guy who you have no idea if he can kick a field goal. But I think Jacksonville, look, are they less experienced? Yeah, but Lawrence has been there. They won a game there on 27-0. I think Jacksonville really is in a good spot in this game. I truly do.
Matt, as we wrap up, again, Matt Verderam of Sports Illustrated, quickly your thoughts. Let's begin. Patriots, Chargers. If Jacksonville wins, there'll certainly be a lot of interested people here in Jacksonville for that game on Sunday night.
Yeah, sure. Right. I think they'd go to New England. I think New England's probably the team that is, at least in my opinion, maybe the biggest threat to Jacksonville in the sense that, look, May's having a great year. Vrabel's a really good coach. They're very solid defensively. The Pats, like Jacksonville, toward the end of the year, they've been blowing teams out. They've been handling business. The Chargers kind of limp in. They don't have their tackles. Offensively, they don't have that one big weapon. Defensively, they're good. Minter's an excellent coordinator, and they've got a good pass rush. Look, the way the Chargers win that game is they just overwhelm New England up front. Because if there's one weakness New England has, their front wall is not good. But I think between May and Trajan Henderson and Diggs and that defense, I don't think it's a blowout, but I think New England wins that game. Somewhere like 7 to 10 points. I think they win and they move on.
And if that's the case, if the seeds hold, Jacksonville would travel to New England. Quickly, give us 30 seconds on Monday night. Texans at Steelers.
I think that game is going to be a rough watch. Look, the hard thing for Houston in this game is Rodgers is just going to unload the ball constantly in under 2.5 seconds. I mean, everything's going to be out of his hand. The flip side of that is it's all short. And Houston, if I'm the Texans, I'm just playing press man, getting up on the line of scrimmage and saying, "Go ahead, beat me, do it." I think the Texans are going to win the game. I don't think it's pretty. I think it's something like 16-13. But Houston's just a better football team. I think they win. And I think if they go to Denver, that is going to be one of the harder hitting games you've seen all season. Those two teams, that is going to be a race to 10. But I think Houston's going to find a way to beat Pittsburgh.
Matt Verderam of Sports Illustrated. Matt, tell the good folks here in Jacksonville, man, what you have coming out on SI.com as Super Wildcard Weekend approaches.
Yeah, I've got a preview of all the games coming out on Friday. I've got quarterback rankings for the weekend, actually for the whole playoffs. Coming out, I believe, on Thursday, and then I'll have a running column like I do every weekend, the good, the bad, and the ugly, which you can read over on SI.com or follow on my Twitter feed at Matt Verderam all weekend long.
He's one of our favorites, Matt Verderam of Sports Illustrated. Matt, know you're busy, brother. Thank you for the time. We'll do it again soon.
You got it. Anytime.
Real fans know there's more to a championship team than offense and defense.
Plus, the kicker, honestly, is like one of the most important guys on the team.
Each week, Superior Plumbing spotlights the special teams player of the game on 1010XL.
You like winning? This is former Jaguar linebacker Tom McManus, and I'm excited to introduce you to J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. My friends have used them. So get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
2 hours of Teal Talk with Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony.
Jaguars today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Every weekday from 10 to noon on 1010XL.
Has someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI, domestic violence, and all criminal offenses. In your battle with the justice system, there's only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645. 354-5645.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better. Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Since 1927, Jacksonville has trusted Coil Fencing to protect what matters. And I trust them too. From tough chain link to your commercial project to sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love, Coil does it all. Did you know that Coil can also install, service, and maintain those automatic gates that help protect your neighborhood or business? To schedule a complimentary consultation, visit CoilJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Are you ready to reclaim your backyard? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, Surfside Pools is the trusted name for expert pool design. Family owned and operated, they offer pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools transform your backyard into the oasis that you crave. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, where luxury meets leisure.
License number CPC 044080.
What racehorse won the Belmont Stakes by 31 lengths? The answer next.
When your homeowner's insurance policy is up for renewal, it's a good idea to shop around to find a better plan. Southern Oak Insurance for over 20 years provides Floridians a clear option. SouthernOak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Secretariat won the Triple Crown in 73, including winning the Belmont by 31 lengths.
Southern Oak Insurance, our family protecting yours.
Start your new year off healthy. Get screened at Ackerman Urology for common cancers of the prostate, bladder, and kidney. Early detection is key with 5 locations across Northeast Florida. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Ready to race Jacksonville? Indoor racing anytime at K1 Speed. Fast electric carts, real competition, and family fun. Buy 2 races, get 1 free every Tuesday. Cruise over to K1 Speed Jacksonville today. Your top destination for indoor racing.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
Halftime, Hacker After Dark, 1 hour down, 1 hour to go. We'll take you up till 10 o'clock as we do every night right here on 1010XL and 92.